Let's start this one with choosing this preset. I'll double click, hit play button to see what its movement look like. You can see the movement of the shade, the movement of the text, which come with the presets. Let's say I will choose this one and delete it, choose this one, select it and delete it. I just will need this one. Control Z to move back. Let's say I will copy animation. Just copy animation because it's a group. When you ungroup it, the movement will be lost. So make sure to copy the animation before you make adjustment on a group. Just double click, add your text. Let's say I will double click on this one. Just select it before. First one I selected the shape. Just make selection, double click, add a new text. Let's delete this one, and let's say tutorial 12. And let's select this one and delete this one. Let's listen. Hit OK. Then we have added 12 demo tutorial and lesson. If you add a new text on the shape, just double click on this shape and add a new text if you want. I will move it here. Then hitting play button, you can see the movement of the text you've added. At this second, I want to give it a movement. Let's say I will select this one, this one, this one. Just press Ctrl. Let's say I will make a new alignment. Choose this one, alignment horizontal. Let's say I want to add alignment for this one. Align the depth, align vertical. This will allow you to select different shapes, allow different alignment. Let's say I will align it on the same line, same position on the depth, same position on the vertical dimension. Let's move it to the right. Let's say I will save this position. For each one, each text you must give it and saving for keyframe. And then hitting play button. It will move to the position you've added the alignment. It will align to the position you've set it a new keyframe. Then you can select them again by pressing Ctrl, make a new alignment in the vertical dimension, make alignment in the depth, make alignment horizontal. This tool allow you make different alignment, different shape or different text. And let's give it a linear movement. Let's choose this one and change the font. Let's scroll down to this one like here. Let's change the thickness. Let's increase it, decrease it. Move to the thickness you want. Just make your adjustment or increase the bevel from this tool. Increase the bevel of the text. Change the border of the text itself. You can find it also on the right panel. You can then give it a color for the text. Let's choose this one or change the color of the bevel. Let's choose this one. I will change the color to this one. You can see different edits of different color you've added. I will change the text also. I will give it a color. Let's say I will give it outline this color. Just give it a new texture also. Texture for the text. And you can edit the thickness a little bit. You can add thickness of the bevel also. You can give this one also a new color. You can change to this one, give it a outline, give this color for the core text, increase the bevel, increase the thickness of the bevel, give it a texture, choose this one, give a new color, choose this one, give a color for the outline, color for the bevel. I repeated it again to remember it. And just move the thickness, move the bevel, decreased, increased, give it a texture, and give a transform for the texture. Let's say I will choose rotate 90 degree or horizontal scroll half. Let's select a different one and give it animation for the texture. Let's say I will choose rotate, close this one, select a different text, give it a transform for the texture. Let's choose this one, close this panel, give it animation. Let's say I will give scroll scale. I will change also the alpha. You can change the alpha to change opacity. And I will give this one animation also for the texture. I will choose horizontal. I will select this text and give it also a texture, give it animation for the texture. Close this panel. And remember to press the plus green button to save this keyframe at that point. I will just increase the bevel, decrease. This bevel is for the shape. Just remember to adjust the panel to the text to add bevel to the text. If you have a shape, adjust under the shape. If you have a text, just adjust the bevel under the text menu. Increase the bevel thickness and choose different bevel shape. Choose different text. Increase the bevel. Choose different one. You can adjust the bevel wherever you want. And move to this point. Make some linear movement. Give it some movement, let's say to the right side, and hit a new keyframe. For each text you must press hitting a new keyframe. Let's say I will change the color of this one, the text outline. Let's choose this one, try to make it similar. Then I select this one, give it some animation for the texture. Let's say I will give it horizontal. And let's say I will choose also this one, move it to the right, give it animation for the texture. Let's choose horizontal. And then let's say I will change the shape, give it some adjustment, linear adjustment for the value of position, rotation, and scale. Let's say I will copy this value. You can press Ctrl C to copy this value and make sure you've added a value presets. If I want the exact same value, I can copy it and paste it at the other value of the other text. Let's say I will copy the value of rotation. It's 0 or it's -13. Let's say 0.0. Let's say I will decrease it to 0 to allow the same position of each text. You can precise the location, precise rotation, precise scale. Just select it and type the value you want. You can select this one. You can make adjustment on the design. You can give it an animation, give it a value. Let's decrease the value and hit in a new keyframe. Then you save this keyframe. If I want to move it another value, add in a new keyframe at different seconds. Let's then try hitting play. You can see the movement of the shape you've adjusted and the movement of the color you've added a keyframe. You can see the animation you've added at the end. You can select this one to see different node on the timeline. Adding a new keyframe will set the timeline at this point, this position, and adding a new value for the animation. Just change the value of the animation you've added and hit a new keyframe for the new value you've added. Hitting the plus button, you saved the new keyframe. Then you can see the value that changed. Change the value at different second. Let's say we are the second number 0. You can add a new keyframe. When hitting play button, you can see the movement you've added. Let's say I will change this one, give it animation, hit in a new keyframe. Let's say give it a different color. At this second number 3, I make adjustment at this second. I adjust the color at the second number 3. It will move toward this direction. Then add in a new keyframe. Let's say at the start I will change the color to this one. Add in a new keyframe. Hitting play button. You can see it's start with this color as I've added a new keyframe with that color and added an animation movement at that second. It changed over time. According to the timeline, I've added a new keyframe. Let's say I will change this text, give it a pulse animation. Let's decrease the value a little. Let's say 55, add in a new keyframe. You can stop it and play a new. You can see this one, give it a new color. I will choose this one, choose the texture. Let's give it a new texture like this one or this one. I will then give it a reflection, give it a mirror, give it outline, give it a color, and give it an animation for the outline. Let's say I will make this one, and remember to press plus button to save it. I will give an animation, give it a value. Let's say I will give it 22, this animation, and add a new keyframe. If you hit play, you can see the movement you've added and saved as a keyframe on the timeline. Each red note represents a movement in a color, a movement in a shape or position you've added, movement of rotation or scale. I will move it to this point, I will drag it down here, and hidden a new keyframe, you saved this position. You can add a new background. Let's say I will add a gradient and save this. Let's hit play. You can see the movement you've added. I will adjust this one, move it to the right. Let's say I will select this one and this one. I will move it. At each second you've add a keyframe, it will be saved. Each second you've add a new value for alpha, it will be saved by hitting the green plus button. Then you added a new keyframe, new movement for the opacity, for the shape, for the color of the text. Then you had your final project. Use imagination in a project. Think about it in some different way in your daily life. That's for all, and save it. In the future, if you're working on a larger project, remember to press Ctrl S and save.